Hello everyone, welcome to 10 times better to learn English. Hello, in this lesson we are going to study about English at the workplace for meeting part 3. In this video, I will give you some English phrases used during a meetings like asking and giving opinion, agreeing and disagreeing, interrupting and making clarification, and then making suggestion. Are you ready to study about that? Okay, let's get started. Meeting often begin with the presentation of some information and then a request for opinion. As a person who leads or chairs the meeting, it is your responsibility to make sure the other participants express their opinion. You can use this following expression. Do you agree? What do you think about that? Would you like to give us your views on this? Or would you like to comment on that? Or you can also use, do you think we should blah blah blah? After one person has expressed his or her opinion, you can say thanks to acknowledge the opinion. Then use these following phrases to ask for more people to respond. They are, what does everyone else think? Next, are there any other comments? Kalian boleh menambahkan ekspresi-ekspresi lainnya yang kalian ketahui. Okay, now let's learn some phrases for giving opinion. Here are some English phrases for giving opinion based on degree of strength. They are strong, normal, and weak. For strong opinion, you can use I am positive that, I am convinced that, I have no doubt whatsoever that, there is no questions that, blah blah blah. Semua itu diikuti oleh opini kalian seperti apa. And then next, for normal opinion, you can use this following expression. For example, I think, I believe, I feel that, blah blah blah, from my point of view, and in my experience, or I find that, blah blah blah. Use this phrase to base your opinion on your experience. And then you can also use I would say that, blah blah blah, or if you want my honest opinion, I think that, blah blah blah, or to be honest, blah blah blah. Use this phrase when you want to express a negative or critical opinion. The word honest is a diplomatic way to signal that you are going to say something negative or unpopular. And next, for weak opinion, you can use it seems to me that blah blah blah. It is possible that blah blah blah. I tend to think that blah blah blah. Semua itu juga diikuti dengan opini atau pendapat kalian seperti apa. Next, we move on to the next expression. There are agreeing and disagreeing. After other people in the meeting have expressed their opinion, you can show your reaction with agreeing or disagreeing. These phrases for agreeing are also based on degree of strength. There are strong, normal, and partial. For strong agreement, you can use this following expression like absolutely, I think that is a fantastic idea. I agree completely. Yes, that's definitely true. I couldn't agree more. Or you are absolutely right. And the next, for normal agreement, there are I think you are right. That is right. Next, exactly. Or you can use that is just how I see it. And the next, I am with blah blah blah. It is followed by name on this. Use this phrase to refer to another participant's opinion. And the next, for partial agreement, I think what you are saying is true up to a point. I suppose that might be true. I guess I see what you mean. Well, depends. I agree with you up to this point, but this means that you agree with some of the opinion, but not all of it. And the next, I agree with you in principle, but blah blah blah. This means you agree with the opinion in the theory, but not in practice. Jadi di partial agreement itu maksudnya tidak sepenuhnya setuju dengan pendapat yang disampaikan. Next, when expressing disagreement or criticism in English, it is normally best to use polite and diplomatic language. In English, saying "I disagree" can be a little too direct and may be considered as impolite. Let's take a look at how we can do that by using these phrases to disagree diplomatically. There are normal, strong, and settling a disagreement. For normal disagreement, there are "I'm afraid I disagree," "I am not sure about that," "I see it differently," "yes, but blah blah blah," and next, "not necessarily." And next, there are phrases for disagreeing strongly. The words "I am sorry" make the phrase more polite. "I am sorry, but I completely disagree," blah blah blah. And then next, "I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that at all." And then next, for settling a disagreement. When your participants are still arguing each other, use of this expression to settle the disagreement and continue the meeting. There are, "We don't seem to be getting anywhere with this, so maybe we could discuss it further at another time." And the next, let's move on. I think we are going to have to agree to disagree. Interrupting is generally seen as acceptable, but it is important to make interruptions politely. Making your point or your opinion loudly over what someone else is saying can be regarded as rude. You can begin an interrupting by saying sorry. For example, "Sorry, but blah blah blah," or "Sorry to interrupt, but I feel that blah blah blah." And also, you can use word apologize, like "I apologize for interrupting, but blah blah blah." You can also use "excuse me." For example, "Excuse me, sorry for interrupting, but blah blah blah." And then, "I would like to make a point here if I could." You can also use questions like, "Can I just say something about that?" "May I have a word?" Or, "Could I just say one thing?" And then, if you don't understand what someone is saying, you can tell them with a sentence like, "I'm not sure I understand what you are saying. Do you mean that blah blah blah? Are you saying that blah blah blah?" Or next, "If I understand you correctly, you think that blah blah blah." The last, one way to stop arguing is to make positive suggestions that might solve the problem. If you would like to make a suggestion or recommendation, you can use these following phrases. The weaker phrases introduce an option as possibility. The stronger phrases give more emphasis to your belief that is good idea. For weak suggestion, there are "How about we blah blah blah?" "Why don't you?" or "Why don't we blah blah blah?" And then, "What about if you?" "We could," "What about?" and "How about?" And then for strong suggestion, you can use this following expression, like "I suggest we blah blah blah," or "I recommend we," or "I recommend that." We can also use modal like "we should," and then "let's blah blah blah." Ingat, untuk "why don't you?" or "why don't we?" diikuti oleh kata kerja bentuk pertama. Contohnya, "Why don't we contact a new supplier?" Di sini ada helping verb don't. Berarti di sini menandakan adanya tenses simple present tense. Maka setelah helping verb don't, maka diikuti oleh kata kerja bentuk pertama. And then next, untuk modal seperti could atau should itu diikuti oleh bare verbs atau verb noun. Begitu juga dengan let's. Untuk contohnya, "We could invest in new technology." Di sini ada modal could, maka diikuti oleh bare verbs atau verb noun. And then, untuk let's diikuti oleh bare verb sama seperti modal. Contohnya, let's ask her to start working next week. Untuk what about sama how about itu diikuti oleh present participle atau verb ing. Contohnya, how about investing in new technology? Atau what about investing in new technology? Untuk I suggest or I recommend, contohnya adalah I suggest or recommend we implement the new sales plan now. Okay, that's all for these materials. Thank you for watching and see you.